Hello everybody, happy Friday. Welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Mama Drea. Today I'm going to bring you some delicious marinated tofu. Now, I know what you're thinking, tofu, bleh. Had it before, it didn't taste very good, it was mushy, it was bland. But I promise you, this marinated tofu is going to be delicious and you are going to be very happy with it. So, what are you going to need? 1 block of natural tofu. You are going to need some liquid smoke. Now, liquid smoke, if you are here in Czech Republic, you can find it in the candy store. It is the only place that you can find it. It is a little bit expensive, but it's a really big bottle and it will last. Next, you are going to need some lemon. You can either do fresh squeeze or lemon juice. You are going to need some soy sauce. I like to use the light salt soy sauce, but you can use the regular one. It's up to you. You are also going to need some olive oil, just a little bit. You are going to need maple syrup and tomato paste. And lastly, you can either use water or you can use vegetable stock. I've got some vegetable stock in here, but water will do just fine. 2 cloves, fresh chopped garlic, as chunky as you want, it doesn't matter. Now, when cooking tofu, the first thing you always want to do is press it to get the water out. If you don't press it, it's going to get bland and mushy and you are not going to like it. I've got a fantastic little tofu press here. You can buy one online. If you don't have one of those, no problem. Take a paper towel, wrap your tofu in it, get 2 plates, put it between there and put something heavy on it. You are going to want to press your tofu for about 20 to 30 minutes. So I'm going to go and put this over by the sink. Oops, twisting it the wrong way. And while this is going ahead and being pressed, we are going to make our marinade. Put mine right in the sink so it drips down the drain. So, I've got a lovely flat plate. If you have a pie dish, you can use that. Anything that's going to be flat and level that you can spread the tofu out in. Next, we're going to start with our soy sauce. You are going to use a 1/4 cup or 60 milliliters of soy sauce. Right in there. Next, we are going to take our vegetable stock or water. It's the same, 60 milliliters. Perfect. Next, we are going to need a tablespoon, and you are going to take a tablespoon of your lemon juice, a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of your liquid smoke. This gives it a really nice smoky flavor. 1 and 2. You are going to need 1 tablespoon of your maple syrup. You are going to need 1 tablespoon of your tomato paste. One tablespoon of olive oil. And lastly, you're just going to take your garlic and you're going to put it in there. I just use my tablespoon and sort of mix that paste. I kind of mash it in there and then spread it around. And that's it, your marinade is ready. So now you're gonna wait about 20 minutes for your tofu to be done with getting all of that water out of it. Then we are going to slice it and we are going to put it in our marinade and let it sit for about 4 to 6 hours. You don't want to over marinate tofu. 6 hours is enough, otherwise it starts to get really mushy and then you're not gonna like it either. So, let's check back in about 20 minutes. We will go ahead and cut up our tofu and put it into our delicious marinade, which is now ready. So I will see you soon. All right, guys, it's been about 20 minutes. My tofu has been pressed. So now we are going to cut it and put it into our marinade. You are going to want to cut your pieces about 2 to 3 centimeters thick. Again, they do not have to be perfect. However, you do want them to be about similar size so you don't have ones that get too cooked and ones that don't cook enough. So just go ahead and slice up your tofu. Oops. And we are going to put it into our lovely marinade. You're gonna let it sit in the marinade, like I said, about 4-6 hours max. You do not wanna do it longer than that, otherwise it's gonna get a bit mushy and it's not gonna taste very good. So, let's go ahead and leave our marinade in the refrigerator and we will check back on it and put it in our oven, which we are going to preheat to 210 degrees. Just sort of shake it around a bit so you can cover that tofu. And I like to flip mine about every hour or two just to make it equally marinated on every side. Okay, I'll see you guys again in a couple hours. All right guys, my tofu is done marinating. It looks ready to go. So I have got my baking sheet ready. I am using a lovely reusable baking mat. It's much better than baking paper for the environment, so if you can get one, I suggest it. Now, we are just going to take our tofu, we are going to put it in a single layer on our baking sheet, and we are going to bake it first for 15 minutes, then we're going to pull it out, we're going to flip the tofu, we're going to bake it for another 10 minutes, we're going to pull it out, we're going to flip the tofu again, and then we're going to bake it for the last 5 minutes. Don't start to freak out, guys. If it gets brown and crispy around the edges, that is the way it is supposed to be. So I'm just gonna finish putting this on here, scoop a little more marinade on the top, and then we're gonna put it in our oven and check back in 15 minutes. So let's take a little bit more of this delicious marinade and just scoop it right on the top. You can get that garlic in there too. Okay, we are ready to go in the oven. So into the oven for 15 minutes, take it out, flip it, and we'll put it back in. All right, into the oven it goes, 15 minutes. Right in the middle if you can. Perfect. Now we wait. See you in 15 minutes. All right, we're gonna flip and put a little bit more marinade on there as well. So flip. And you can see it's already getting a little crispy around the edges, which is just the way we want it. And I'm going to take my marinade and again put a little bit more over each piece. Okay, and we're ready. Back in the oven for 10 more minutes. All right, last 5 minutes, guys. All right, guys, we were so patient. Last 5 minutes is up. Now we just need to be patient enough to let them cool down a little bit. So, oh my goodness. Look at these, little bit of crispy around the edges. All right guys, my tofu has cooled a little bit. I'm ready now to make a delicious sandwich. I have everything I need. I have some avocado, some polny-check lettuce, red onion, mixture of yellow and red tomatoes, and some tofu. Let's get building our delicious sandwich. Here we go. I like to start with my avocado on the bottom. Honestly though, it's your sandwich, build it however you want. Then I like to take my tomatoes. I always like to give my dog one because he loves his tomatoes. Then I like to take red onion, my tofu. Ooh, I may have taken a little bit too much tofu. It's all right, I can eat that by itself. And some lettuce. Ooh, my goodness. Here we go. Look at that. That looks amazing. I'm so excited. Dobro hoop to myself.